It might be horror season, but here are 5 action thrillers worthy of your time with leftist themes. Number 1, Minority Report. This 2002 Steven Spielberg film starring Tom Cruise tells us about a future where they've eradicated crime because they have these precogs that can somehow determine when crime will occur and thus arresting people before they ever commit the crime. The fact of the matter is that this concept is based around a flawed concept called broken window theory. Without going too deep into this, it posits that crime will decrease if you make neighborhoods nicer and thus having more cops around them to prevent that crime from occurring. This flawed logic, for many reasons that I could go to in a longer video, ignores many things, including the material conditions as well as systemic racism. But I suggest you go watch this great film with that in mind. Number 2, Red Rooms. This 2023 film, directed by Pascal Plante, features a procedural drama but with a twist. We see a model / poker player / computer whiz watch the trial of a man accused of murdering 3 young girls. There is brutal torture, although not shown. It is quite stunning level of achievement, showing you the obsession by the media towards crime. It's kind of like the movie Natural Born Killers, but actually really, really fucking good. I won't give anything away, but suffice to say, it is worth your time. Number 3 on the list, Revenge. If you watched my most recent video on 5 horror films, you will notice a theme, another film by Coralie Farguet. This film came out in 2017, almost 9 years before her most recent film, The Substance. A woman essayed and left for dead goes on a revenge spree. Some of the grossest male gaze content you will ever see in a film occurs in the first, third. And then what we see is off the charts violence. We see what women have to endure and what it would be like for them to actually get revenge on the men who committed the harms. Not very well said. Go watch the film. It's in French. Number 4 on the list, First Blood, also known as the first Rambo. This 82 film depicts Rambo coming back from the Vietnam War and being treated like absolute shit. There's a lot to be said about the Vietnam War in this film, how vets are treated, the circumstances of their fighting. Unlike future installments of the Rambo series, this one has a lot to say. There's interesting themes, and if you want a longer discussion about this, go find and check out the podcast Concessions, in which I was a guest talking about said film. Number 5, Predator. Yes, the action Predator. This John McTiernan film from 1987 with action-packed cast of Arnold, Carl Weathers, Jesse Ventura, in fact, 2 eventual governors, Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger, is incredible. It's one of my favorite action movies of all time, but rather than simply looking at it as a pure fun action flick, consider this goal by John McTiernan. He was trying to create a satire of American imperialism, the unknown country that the US has just dropped into with unknown orders for this, cleanup crew. They just decide to kill everyone in sight. In the end, they are bested by a single well-equipped alien. No matter how many guns and how many things they shoot at, their weapons are useless against those who are actually properly trained in the art of guerrilla warfare. We do know what happens in the end. I won't spoil it for you here. Suffice to say, go watch that film again. At another time, I talked about this film on my podcast, so you can go listen to a Predator and Predator 2 episode. But here again, 5 films, action, go watch.